My name is Jessica Graham, and I never anticipated that fighting for justice could bring me face to face with my own mortality. As a civil rights attorney in the bustling heart of Washington, D.C., I've always been driven by an unyielding commitment to fairness and equality. I'm accustomed to intense debates and high-stakes trials, but nothing could have prepared me for what unfolded that day. It was an average Wednesday morning in the courtroom, all hum and buzz, a place where the stakes always felt monumental. I had been preparing exhaustively for a pivotal case that challenged systemic discrimination, my mind a whirlwind of legal arguments and precedents. The atmosphere was electric, a charged current running through every word spoken, every document submitted. I had just risen to address the jury, feeling the familiar rush of adrenaline and focus, when my world shifted in an instant. A searing pain gripped my chest, an uninvited guest that stole my breath and allowed no rebuttal. The courtroom fell away, a silent observer as I crumbled like a house of cards. Later I would learn it was a sudden cardiac arrest, a betrayal by the very body I'd relied on for countless battles. As chaos erupted around me, time seemed to pause, stretching into a moment of infinite quiet. In those agonizingly slow seconds, I found myself confronting my deepest fears and the fragility of life. Unbeknownst to me, this unexpected journey would not only alter the trajectory of my career but also transform my very understanding of justice and unity itself. In that surreal intersection between life and oblivion, I felt my consciousness begin to drift, untethered by the confines of my own frail body. I hovered, seemingly unmoored above the courtroom, where a frenzied battle for my survival unfolded. The air was thick with urgency, yet I felt an extraordinary detachment, as if an invisible veil had descended, ushering me into a space where time ceased to matter. Through a muted haze, I could see the attending paramedics, their faces familiar yet distant, working with a choreographed diligence that seemed both impressive and strangely foreign to my ethereal perspective. Suddenly, the chaos receded, and I was enveloped by an unearthly warmth, a golden luminescence that transcended any earthly sensation of light. It beckoned me gently, pulling me from the tumultuous scene below through a tunnel carved from the very essence of peace itself. I was neither afraid nor hesitant. The light was both a balm and a path, guiding me with an assurance that resonated deep within my spirit. As I journeyed further, the remnants of the physical world faded, replaced by an expansive realm of silence and compassion. Here, the burdens of my past seemed to dissolve in the golden glow, leaving only a profound sense of belonging. There was no past or future, just an eternal now that promised understanding beyond measure. This timeless sanctuary embraced me, whispering truths of a kind of unity and justice I had yet to comprehend, lighting the way toward a new horizon I was only beginning to glimpse. Emerging into this radiant expanse, I found myself in the presence of an extraordinary figure, one whose essence seemed to be woven from the very threads of justice and grace. Unlike any earthly form, this being transcended physical definition, embodying a balance of strength and serenity that resonated with every fibre of my being. The figure stood before me, surrounded by a luminescent aura that shifted through hues more varied and vibrant than any I had ever seen. This was not merely a vision, it was a profound embodiment of all the ideals I had long fought for on earth. As I stood there transfixed, the figure reached out not with words but with a language of the soul, a connection that bypassed verbal expression and spoke directly to the core of my spirit. In this silent exchange, I felt the depth of wisdom that transcended human understanding. The knowledge imparted was not academic, it was instead a heart knowledge, revealing the spiritual dimensions of societal law and the intricate web of humanity's interconnected destinies. In the presence of this transcendent figure, I saw the intrinsic justice that wove through the tapestry of existence, a justice unbound by earthly limitations and biases. This being's gaze held the weight of countless truths, yet it was graced with an infinite compassion that offered solace for every wound, every injustice I had ever encountered. I understood then that our earthly struggles for justice and equality mirrored a deeper celestial order, a divine justice that was the very fabric of this realm. What you see in the courtroom, what you fight for, is but a shadow of a larger truth, the presence imparted, with waves of grace reverberating through my consciousness. True justice, it continued, is not merely the absence of inequality, but the presence of love that binds all creation in harmony. Overwhelmed by the revelations, my emotions surged within me, simultaneously stirring thoughts of hope and humility. I was reminded of the broader responsibility I bore, not only within the legal system but in a much grander narrative. My perspective on justice began to shift, evolving from one of law books and legalese to a more profound understanding steeped in empathy and unity. The figure then gestured outwardly, and my awareness expanded to encompass a panorama of Earth itself, transforming before my eyes. Through this divine lens, I perceived a world where every soul was valued, every difference celebrated, and every conflict reconciled. The message was crystalline. Humanity's destiny was intertwined, every action connected to a greater whole. In this profound encounter, I felt an unwavering conviction that I could not return unchanged, for the truths I experienced were now a part of me, bound to the marrow of my soul. And as the light enveloped me once more, the figure's final message resonated deeply within, promising both a call and a commitment to be carried back to the world I had temporarily left behind. The justice you seek is only a whisper of the love we hold. Let this be your guide. As the transcendent figure's presence receded, a new vision unfurled before me, casting an awe-inspiring tableau over the horizon of the divine realm. The scope of this panorama was staggering, a vivid, living tapestry of Earth's people united in unprecedented harmony. Each thread of this vast fabric was a community, each hue a culture, contributing to the rich, vibrant mosaic that spanned the breadth of the visible world. This was not the Earth fractured by discord and division that I knew, but a world transformed by a deep, abiding respect for the dignity inherent in every human being. In this radiant vision, barriers of race, gender, and background that had once defined and divided humanity melted away, revealing a tapestry of life woven with threads of acceptance and mutual regard. I witnessed a multitude of faces, diverse yet unified by a shared purpose and a collective destiny that celebrated individuality while honoring the strength of their interconnectedness. The air seemed to hum with a symphony of voices, each one distinctive, yet harmonizing with the others, crafting a melody that resonated with peace and understanding. Communities thrived not through competition or conquest, but through cooperation and partnership, each one flourishing in the light of the respect and love held for one another. Education and knowledge became bridges, not barriers, fostering a sense of empowerment that transcended artificial limits imposed by outdated systems. Children of every heritage and background learned side by side, their inquisitive hearts guided by a curriculum that emphasized empathy and shared growth. The vision brimmed with individuals whose lives were filled with purpose, each one recognized as a cherished member of a global family. In this world, justice was a living, breathing entity, not confined to courts or dictated by documents, but felt in the daily rhythms of life. It was an instinctual knowledge in every heart, an unwavering certainty that every life mattered and every voice held significance in the chorus of humanity. Yet, as the scenes unfolded, a bittersweet realization took root in my heart. Though idyllic, this vision was a striking contrast to the reality I knew all too well, the Earth where division often triumphed over unity, where the clamour of conflict and inequity could drown out the quieter voices calling for peace. In the face of such stark disparity, my resolve hardened, ignited by the clarity of the vision bestowed upon me. This glimpse of a possible future was not just a distant dream, but a call to action, a reminder of the potential that lay dormant within the human spirit. As the vision began to dissolve, its luminescent beauty left an indelible imprint upon my soul. I knew these revelations carried a responsibility of their own, compelling me to return to the world below, my world, still mired in struggle, with a newfound understanding and unrelenting determination. The path ahead was clear. to bridge the chasm between what was and what could be, inspired by the harmony and justice I had seen in this realm beyond. From the heart of this transcendent realm, a deeper understanding began to unfold within me, illuminating the spiritual principles that undergird the pursuit of justice and equality. Each revelation was like an echo in my soul, resonating with a truth I had always sensed but never fully grasped. The concept of justice, as I had known it, was only the surface of a more profound foundation built on love and unity. In this ethereal classroom of spirit, I realized our earthly laws mirrored a celestial order designed to guide humanity toward the harmonious coexistence I had just envisioned. Yet, their execution often faltered, tethered by human limitations and biases. The transcendent figure's essence lingered, compassionate and steady, encouraging me to see beyond the tangible outcomes of justice to its spiritual heart. A love that binds us all in a sacred familial bond. It was a pivotal lesson in empathy, an invitation to transcend the visible divides that fragment our society. I felt a pressing weight of responsibility settle on my shoulders, a duty not only to advocate for fairness in the courts, but to nurture this spiritual understanding in the hearts of others. It was clear that the laws we uphold must root themselves in this divine love, this collective will to honor the inherent dignity in every soul. As these insights washed over me, a profound clarity emerged, one that transcended my previous convictions. It was a call to empower society to embrace a more equitable future, not merely through statutes and regulations, but through a conscious commitment to live these unified principles daily. This awakening broadened my vision, transforming my role from an advocate constrained by legal frameworks into a catalyst for deeper, lasting change. To uphold these spiritual imperatives was to assure the world of a future enriched by communal love and justice, guiding humanity toward its highest potential. This, I came to understand, was the lesson meant to guide my return, a beacon to illuminate the path through our collective struggles toward an era defined by unity and compassion. As the dimension of light around me began to recede, the truths I had encountered imprinted themselves into my soul, a divine decree calling me to action as I prepared to return to my life. The clarity of vision I had received was not meant to be a fleeting epiphany, but a mandate to integrate these profound insights into the very fabric of my being. I sensed a rejuvenated purpose coursing through my veins, igniting a promise within that transcended my previous understanding of advocacy and justice. Emerging from the ethereal realm, I carried with me the call to become an active participant in weaving justice and empathy into every interaction, every case, every breath. It was a mission that extended beyond winning legal arguments, challenging me to cultivate an atmosphere infused with compassion and spiritual insight in the legal battlefield of Washington, D.C. I imagined myself standing once more in the courtroom, feeling the weight of responsibility to be a voice not only for legal justice, but for a deeper, soul-stirring truth that invites others to engage with fairness and love. This call to action was not solely my burden to bear. It was a shared invitation to awaken a collective consciousness and reignite a societal commitment to unity. As I envisioned the path ahead, I saw myself inspiring others to adopt this holistic approach to human rights, one that emphasized empathy as a core tenet of justice. I imagined mentoring young attorneys to view their roles as more than enforcers of law, but as instruments of divine love, urging them to see beyond the limitations of earthly statutes to the boundless potential for transformative change. This profound awakening fueled my determination to create spaces where dialogue and understanding can flourish, urging both esteemed colleagues and those whom the system often overlooks to embrace a law that not only governs but also heals. With this renewed vision, I felt an unwavering commitment to nurture a community that cherishes every life, seeing it as an integral thread in the intricate tapestry of humanity. As consciousness gradually seeped back into the heavy silence of my hospital room, the world felt both familiar and foreign. I blinked against the steady beeping of monitors, the soft murmur of nurses outside setting a rhythm for this new reality. Physically, I was tethered to the here and now. but my spirit simmered with the memories of a realm where time and space held no dominion. The vibrant truths of my near-death experience remained vivid, bursting against the facade of this stark, sanitized setting. Recovering, I was made acutely aware of the transformation that had taken hold in my absence from life as I knew it. The spiritual insights I had gleaned were not simply memories to be filed away. They throbbed with urgency in every heartbeat. I felt a shift, a recalibration of sorts, as if the compass guiding my life was now set toward a different true north, one dictated by empathy, unity, and a justice that transcended the letter of law to reach the spirit of humanity. Returning to the corner office that had been the epicenter of my professional world, I was struck by a shift in perspective. The towering piles of case files, once emblems of purpose, seemed dwarfed by the magnitude of what I had seen and felt. How could they encapsulate the enormity of love I now knew to be the cornerstone of existence? Where once I might have been drawn into the minutiae of legal strategy, now I found myself pausing to reflect on how I could actualize the spiritual responsibilities imparted to me. Interactions with colleagues felt transformed. I took the time to listen more deeply, to see beyond the surface tensions and anxieties that often peppered our conversations. Even the bustling chaos of the courtroom resonated differently in my ears, less an adversarial arena, more a sacred space where the potential for divine justice could take root and blossom in its truest form. Yet this spiritual transformation also brought challenges. People noticed the change, some skeptical, others curious, yet most intrigued by the depth I now brought to our shared endeavors. The tangible results of my advocacy began to reflect this new lens through which I viewed my role. Cases resolved with resolutions that honored the humanity at their core, dialogues that engendered healing and understanding rather than victory and loss. This newfound clarity became a beacon, illuminating paths I had not noticed before. With each passing day, my life felt not just a continuation, but a profound rebirth, an opportunity to stitch the divine vision into the tapestry of my earthly existence. While the road ahead remained dotted with uncertainty and challenges, I knew one undeniable truth. The lessons learned in the embrace of that golden light were now inextricably woven into the narrative of my life, guiding each step toward a future of hope, healing, and unity. The experience I lived through was more than a brief brush with eternity. It was a call to arms for a cause greater than any court battle or legal victory. This glimpse into the divine realm imparted urgent truths, the kind that linger beyond the moment, compelling action and transformation. As I share this story, I realize it isn't merely mine, but a testament meant to inspire a collective awakening. It's a summons for everyone to embrace empathy and justice in their purest forms, to recognize our interconnected fates, and to work toward a world where love, not law, guides our interactions. In the time since my return, I've become acutely aware of how easily we can fall back into routine, forgetting the deeper purpose we touch during moments of profound insight. The vision challenged this complacency, reminding me that justice is not a passive state but an active pursuit, a sacred duty to honor in every decision, both personal and professional. What I witnessed will not allow a return to the ordinary. It insists upon change and champions a new kind of advocacy, one that transcends legal statutes to embrace a broader, spiritual law of compassion. My encounters and experiences have left me with a profound conviction. Societal change begins within the hearts of individuals. It is our internal transformation that precedes external impact, making our justice system an avenue for greater healing and reconciliation. Encouraging others to see this isn't just my mission. It is a shared calling to engage in meaningful dialogues that foster understanding and unity. Encounters with colleagues and clients have become opportunities to plant seeds of this vision, nurturing a community eager to embody the principles of fairness and love. This journey has already sparked change, not just around me, but within, shifting values, ambitions, and actions. The law might guide our hand, but it is love that must guide our spirit, transforming every courtroom into a place where humanity can thrive. As my story circles back to others, I hope it ignites similar awakenings, driving a momentum toward true justice that assures dignity for all. May it inspire a generation of advocates to extend beyond the pursuit of legal victories toward a tapestry of harmony woven with understanding and hope. Together, with courage to look beyond the known, we can sculpt a world that mirrors the divine justice revealed to me, a world ripe with possibilities for unity and compassion to reign unchallenged.